Hello, everybody, and welcome to Toffee Bluecast. This is an absolute massive one. Got the nerves, got the feelings. The biggest pre-match I think we'll ever do. I really do think it is. And I've got Paul with me today, and I'll get him on straight away. This is massive. This is the biggest pre-match, the biggest game that we've had for a very long time. Not good reasons, but we've got to stay up, and it's an absolute massive game. Now, I'll get Paul on. Yeah, how you doing, Paul? You all right?
Yes, I'm good. Not nervous whatsoever.
I know you are really, but yeah. Oh my days. I feel nervous even more just doing this stream. Hopefully it calms us down as we go. But it's
been a long week it's been a long week, hasn't it? Because we've just been waiting. And waiting. So we're nearly there. And we'll do the business.
It feels like today doesn't even exist. It feels like I'm just waiting for tomorrow. And today it's bad to wish days by, but I just wish today by and get on with the business tomorrow because it's just so big. Now I'm going to give you a shout out in the comments. Sonny Wrigley, the Blues, Jamie, love it. All get on. Get involved in the comments. Now I'll tell you how this channel goes, by the way. If anyone comes on that's new, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to start off by I'll put it all on the screen, the last 7 games of Bournemouth, the last 7 games of Everton, just to see what the form's like going into this game from both teams. Then we'll look at the team that Bournemouth played last game. I know it's going to be different, but we'll look at who they played last game and the formation. We'll look at the team Everton played last game and the formation. And then we'll look at the fixtures with Leeds, with Leicester, and we'll go through everything. This channel's amazing. I literally put a lot of effort in, me and Paul do, to get everything on the channel for you. So everything you need for this game, for the pre-match, it will be on the screen for you. So stay with us all the way through and put your comments on the screen as we go, because we want to read out your comments. We also want your football. We want your starting 11. And we want your score predictions at the end as well. This is fun. Just get on it. We're all scared today. It's the middle of the day. So let's just get on this channel now and join in with us. Because it's just a Bluecast. It's a toffee get-together. Here we go, Paul. Here we go. Right, let's do this. Let's get down to business. See if it makes us feel better. Last 7 games of both teams. It's crazy that this is going to be the last pre-match.
I know, I didn't even think of that, to be fair. That never even come in my head.
Holiday after this.
Well, I've actually got 2 weeks off half term, so that's lovely. That's nice.
All comes down to this game.
Yeah.
So there we go, Paul. We've got it on the screen now. The last 7 games of both teams. The form, I've got the home and away form there at the bottom. And the good thing is when I did this, because often the channel makes me feel better. The good thing when I did this is Bournemouth's last couple of games haven't been good, have they? I mean, they lost against Man United, they lost against Palace, and they lost against Chelsea. They lost the last 3.
They're inconsistent, same as the rest of us down there. There was actually another away win before the Spurs 3-2 that they had. Obviously beat Southampton away as well. Not as great against Palace, obviously. So they have some good results, and then they have some shockers as well. I mean, beating Leeds 4-1 was obviously a good one, but getting hammered against, pardon the pun, against West Ham. So they're just very inconsistent.
When you look at us there on the left, though, it's good to compare both teams. I do feel that we're starting to find consistency. I know a lot of people would say, "Oh, we're still rubbish," but if you actually look at our results, especially away, we've talked about it loads. Even though people want more than a draw away isn't easy. And I think to draw against Wolves, come back, Wolves would won the last 4 at home. To draw that game away, Man City, I eliminate that because Man City. Then we beat Brighton 5-1. Which is massive. Brighton was absolutely on form. No teams beat Brighton. I mean, we watched Brighton against Man City the other day, and that Brighton team are very good. And we battered them 5-1. So I thought that's good. Yeah. Then you look at the Leicester, 2-2. We could have won that easy. We really could have won that. Every game I'm going through, other than that Man City game, we've played well. So it makes me a lot more confident, Paul, going into this game, because I generally do feel, I look at those last 7 games of Everton and I feel we've built something ready for this game now.
I think it's the number of games you put in a row, isn't it, where it's decent performances. So the Fulham game, we weren't very good. You know, Palace, we obviously put a bit of a shift in, did decent. Could have even won the game. Newcastle wasn't great, but Leicester was a good performance. So was Brighton. I thought actually the City performance wasn't too bad. I thought we were just, 2 goals in a few minutes and then a third one second half. I thought we played better in the City game than we did in the Wolves game, if anything. And we managed to dig in, fight, and somehow managed to get a last minute goal, which could end up being a huge thing at the end of the season when we look back. So we're very similar in Bournemouth in the fact that we've had a decent result and then a couple of bad ones, then a decent result and a few bad ones. So I think we might go into it maybe in slightly better form. But as I say, both of us are, you could flip a coin and anything could happen, to be fair.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. And the Man City game, like you say, the scoreline doesn't tell the story, because I feel like we was ready to keep the draw and nick a goal against Man City, but the goal that Gundogan scored was out of this world, and we didn't have a look that game, but I felt the performance was there, and we played really good against Man City. So every game there that we've played, I feel we've played good. So it's got to give you confidence. You can't be scared, because what they've shown the last couple of games is that they are putting together consistency in being in the game and playing really well. I know there's not as many wins that you'd want there, but there is a win, there is a draw, and we've been good. We have been good, and I'm really ready for this. Looking at those two there, because we all think like Bournemouth, we lost against under Lampard twice, and people are scared of them. But forget about that. This is a fresh game. You look at both teams on the screen there. You look at the form, and I massively fancy us, and I think even the bookies fancy us. We're like less than evens to win. And that shows that we are the better team. So we do need to just go out and do the business here.
Yeah, and there's plenty of contradictory things to say that we shouldn't be. You know, Bournemouth have got a decent record against us in the sort of head-to-heads. We've actually lost on the last day of the season. I think we've lost something like 4 of the last 5 or 5 of the last 6. But what we've done this season is that we've stopped things, or we've done it different. So we stopped Arsenal from having their one. I said it on the space last night. We stopped Brentford, who were unbeaten in 12. We beat them. And it's happened with 1 or 2 others as well, where we're not expected to stop a certain run, and then actually we generally do. So there's plenty of pluses for Bournemouth, which would make us think we're not favourites. Form maybe arguable about it. I mean, if they win 3 out of the last 4, then they're in form, aren't they? So I mean, it's that kind of. If they've won before, obviously the last 3 defeats, 3 out of the last 4, then they are capable of getting a decent result. But there's plenty about them as well that they're not great at. You know, I mean, certainly. I can't remember out of all those goals, but Bournemouth are the worst side in the league for conceding off set pieces. They're 21 conceded.
Good stat. Paul, the stat king.
Pieces. So and that's obviously going to be one of our strengths, you'd like to think, especially if we do sort of, and we'll talk about team in a minute, if we do end up going 3 at the back, you're talking some big lads that we're going to have on the pitch, and so that could well be a top strength for tomorrow.
That's a good stat you pulled out there, because I like that, because set piece is obviously a massive strength of Everton. And I feel a few games that we've played, we haven't been able to utilise how good we are in the air. But if these are poor on set pieces, then we can exploit that area. And I do feel a lot of long balls, corners and stuff we are getting. So that's a big positive as well. I like those sort of stats from you, Paul, I do.
I mean, the thing about, I was thinking about Bournemouth, and we see like Brighton, for example, we see them as a possession side. They've got one of the top percentages of possession in the league as well, up there with the likes of City and whoever, and Arsenal. And I was trying to think, what are Bournemouth like? Are they in that ilk? because I've always thought of them as a footballing side with key possession, everything else. And obviously this season has not been great for them either, but their stats don't suggest that they are that anymore. I mean, I think they were similar to us in some stats in terms of their passing success and things like that. You'd expect them maybe to be a lot better on the ball, but their stats, maybe it's just this season, but haven't been great, and they haven't really got an identity in terms of how they play. You know, they don't say, if you said what are Bournemouth's strengths going forward, maybe passing would be the first one I would think of, but I couldn't think of many others. And I know that obviously they've got a few players missing who've been their top goal scorers. So they've been battered over the last 3 games and maybe over the last month based on their performances and their stats, and players maybe who won't get to play. This
is a good point here by the Blues here. That he's put that they remind me of a Leeds. They can attack, which they can. We know this. They bang goals against us. That they can attack, but they're not that good at defending. But they do obviously attack really well. I think that's a cracking point that he's made. And I've seen Everton there, comments as well. I'm getting you all involved in the comments, so keep chucking your comments in. It's a cast together, blue cast together. This is that's how we work. We've got this poor record against Bournemouth in the last 4. I mean, I didn't get all the Bournemouth games up that we've had against them because it doesn't look that good, and it's positive, but it doesn't matter. That sort of stuff changes, doesn't it? It doesn't always stick.
It does change. Yeah, it does change. So it doesn't matter what's happened before as such. In terms of the way that Bournemouth have kind of conceded goals this season, they've conceded in quite a few different ways, to be fair. They've actually conceded 6 penalties as well.
Stat King, 6 penalties.
Which is quite a lot, really, I would have thought.
Here's one for you. People in the comments as well. Like, you just told me that stat. If we get a penalty, obviously Calvert-Lewin will talk. He's not going to play. I'll just quickly go through the injuries now. Calvert-Lewin, you'll already know. I don't like to repeat stuff, but I will go through it. We'll do this professional. Calvert-Lewin doesn't look like he's going to play. Patterson isn't going to play. Townsend isn't going to play. Mikalenko is a big maybe. So literally, Calvert-Lewin, no penalty taker. Who's taking the penalties if we get a penalty?
It's a really good question, to be honest.
That's bad if you can't think of a penalty taker, isn't it?
I would imagine Gray would do it.
Would you think McNeil could be good at penalties, or do you think he'll get scared?
There's definitely nerves there, whoever you are. Do you know what I mean? But if you think about the players who you would trust to hit the target, Gray would be the one for me who I would trust to hit the target.
Paula Hill's just said Gray, same as you. Rob's just said McNeil. I tell you who does. I know a player that does take penalties. Mopé used to take them for Brighton. Mopé does take. Yeah, well, Mopé does take penalties for Brighton. I'm just saying. I mean, we're going to say our teams in a minute, by the way, people. So keep your team. Get ready to write it down in the comments in a minute, because we will say what team we want as the 11, and we will do a score prediction at the end. But we've got loads to get through. That's what this channel does. We give you loads to listen to. Pickford, would you do it or not?
What?
Pickford take the penalty.
Yeah, well, I was just going to say, actually, there was a tweet yesterday about, I think it was that exact same question. It was 90th minute and we needed to score to win. Who would you have to take it? Absolutely, I'd have Pickford. He's a cracking penalty taker.
Here's one. I've just thought of even better one, people. Michael Keane taking a penalty, blast it top corner. Absolute rocket. He'd get absolutely destroyed if he missed it, but I just don't believe Michael Keane would miss a penalty. He's the sort of guy that could do it with his eyes closed, isn't he? So Michael Keane, if he plays, to take the penalty. Right, so that's we'll move on from this now. We've gone through the last 7 games of both teams. We've got loads of stuff to give you. That penalty is in my head now. Here we go.
Just before you go on, I'm just going to, like the Blues said, conceded 30 from set pieces this season. That 21 was just the league. So, yeah. You're right there. Stat
versus stat. You and the Blues, cracking football knowledge. That's why I love this channel. Everything you need to know, it will be in the comments, or we'll have it in us. Well, Paul, not me, but we will have it on the screen. Right, here we go then. So the last, it's going to be different. I've already heard you say, we did a space last night, and I already heard you say that they haven't got some of these players. But I did just go and see a video that their manager has said it's his daughter's birthday and he wants to win, and he'll be fuming if he don't win, which I didn't like to see. Bournemouth's manager, he says it's his daughter's birthday on the game day tomorrow. And yeah, Gary O'Neill has said that, and he said he wants, if he don't win, he'll be angry on a birthday, so he hopes that he wins. So this is no game that Bournemouth are just going to let us win, by the way. It ain't. I listened to him then, and he's hungry to beat us. He is. It's no walk in the park. It really ain't, because Bournemouth, they've got a cracking record against us, especially at the end of the season. They normally batter us at the end of the season, but this time it means something. So I generally do believe we can win, but we don't just turn up and win. We've got to turn up and absolutely give everything to win this game, because this is a very hard team to beat. It is. His daughter can go out respectfully. Yep, nothing against his daughter, but you ain't letting us lose this game. You really ain't letting us lose this game. Now, on the screen, Paul, here we've got it. We've got the last team that Bournemouth played. Do you know what players Bournemouth haven't got from what's on the screen here?
Yeah, well, if you think back when we played Bournemouth before, we had a shocker, didn't we? It might have been I can't remember, it was the 3-0 or 4-1. Tavernier, who's right hand side midfielder. I think he scored 2, set up 1 in the one that we got beaten there. He's been injured for last few weeks, so he's not going to play. Someone else as well who's doubtful, but didn't play in their match against Palace either, or the match against Man U, sorry, is Billing. He's actually one of their top goal scorers as well. I think he's got 6 or 7 this season. So he would be a danger man. He's one of their better players. He's doubtful. Hopefully that means he's not going to play. The ones that are in there that sort of you would look out for being danger people. Lerma's got a good record. Do you know what I mean? He's quite handy. Solanke for me is just he's just that thing that just keeps going off of the back of my head, to be honest. Obviously ex-Red, which ain't great. He assists a lot. He's involved in their forward play a lot. Obviously he's their lone striker, if you like, but he works sort of across the back four. He's not this sort of stay in the area, just finish off chances when they come to him. He's quite mobile. He's also a big lad. So he would definitely be a danger one that I would like us to get close to early on to make sure that he's...
I think we struggled with him the last game.
He can't feed anything through. Do you know what I mean? Mina's the one. If Mina's playing, Mina on Solanke would be a good shout.
Yeah, he is one we've definitely struggled with, and he's a big lad. And if you let him roam around, he doesn't, like you say, he won't just sit on the centre-backs. He just kind of reels off them, doesn't he, and tries to get a bit of joy in front of the centre-backs, and he'll have a couple of shots outside the box and stuff. And Solanke, I do feel that we need to prioritise stopping him. That Christ is a bit of a tackler. I always see him pick up Yali. He likes his tackles. Lerma, same as well, and Cook. They've got a solid centre three there, haven't they, with the centre midfielders. I remember playing them last time under Lampard, and they did get down the wings and destroy us. I mean, they played different players each game, but they still destroyed us down the wings, didn't they?
They did, and I mean, obviously their scores that they've had recently haven't been very good at all. So scoring goals has been obviously been a problem for them. I mean, before the Leeds game where they won 4-1, you know, they scored one against Southampton, 3-1-0. So it's bing, bing, bing like that. So you can never tell, to be fair. I just think that they're softer in a physical battle from the games that I've seen. And talking about Solanke again, is that when they played Palace, when they played United, he didn't stay in the area or on the edge of the area. He'd come deep, and there was a few occasions where he could have a dribble at one of the full-backs, basically. He'd come deep, go wide, receive the ball, and then have a run, and then get something from that. So I think our biggest thing would be that when the ball goes through him, which it inevitably will do because he's part of all their attacking play, when that ball goes into him, we're straight onto him. We don't let him turn around and then run and back off, all that sort of stuff that we've done in the past. It's literally don't let them turn. Be close enough so we don't let them turn. And make sure that we do what we do and get behind the ball, get our positions back, and then win the ball back on the halfway line or in our half and then break. And that's what they've done a couple of times over the last kind of 6-7 games, is that they've won the ball. They used to win the sort of ball like we've been doing in our own half and then break. If you watch the Spurs game, they actually scored a couple of goals by having a high press. And they might fancy that against us, to be honest, tomorrow. They did it against Spurs. Spurs gave the ball away a couple of times just because of their pressure on the edge of the Spurs box. And then they got in and got a couple of goals from that. So that might be something that they look to do because they know that we're not a fan of that.
I think that's something I want to do as well, is press. I want to power drive over them. I literally want the players to just go for it right at the start of the game. We're at home, just go for it. Like when we played Brighton, when Decore got that early goal, we just attacked. We pushed on every player when they had the ball and we turned it over in good positions. And that's what I want us to do this game. I want us to just go for it. I want every player to look like, do you know when when we needed a goal at the end of the Wolves game and you're pushing and you just need a goal desperately and you're fighting for your life because you know you need it. I want us to start the game like that. I don't want us to be laid back or nervous or anything like that. I want us from minute one to go out with the intention to win. And I really do think that, because that's what you've got to do. Stay sensible at the back. We've got the players to sit in midfield and we've got the defenders with Mina to stay switched on this counter. But I want to go all out attack. I wouldn't like to sit back and let them get into the game. That's one thing that frustrates me, Paul, is that we've got the home advantage. But if you sit back and let them get into the game, they'll grow, they'll get confident, and then your atmosphere's died down a little bit, and then you haven't used it to your advantage. That's how I feel on that.
I know. Well, yeah, I mean, we want to see the fight. You don't want to see, a lackluster performance. So as soon as we come out, I agree with you that we should be quick, be pressurizing them, to go out all out attack. I'm maybe not with you as much on that as you are.
No, it's different. That's why I love it. We've got different opinions and stuff. It is dangerous to do it against them because like you said, they've got fast players. Yeah,
I mean, the thing is, it's going to be tight all the way. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully we'll be 2-0 up after 5 minutes, and
that's why I want it done.
Nice calm.
That's why I want to go attack. I don't want to get scared.
I know.
We're going to be there. We're going to shit our pants if we get scared.
I know. I mean, the other way to play it is to still be pressurizing, still sort of have that fight and making sure you're going for a tackle, so the crowd is still with you. But if you start throwing players forward over so really, then there is a danger that you're suddenly going to be 2-0 down in 5 minutes rather than 2-0 up. It's a massive gamble. But the thing is that because we're where we are and we've got that 2-point gap, I'm not saying that we shouldn't try to win, because we should try to win. But there are scenarios where if we don't manage to do that, we can still stay up. Do you know what I mean?
And don't just play into the other team's hands. Basically,
well, it's almost just like a jab instead of just going all out in the first round and knacking yourself out, and then get knocked out in the second. Do you know what I mean? It's picking those moments, and then you can come through tactically and get what you need to get over the line.
I think it's more so nerves that I'm going all out attack, just so I'm less nervous, because we'll be so we're 3-0 up half time and I'd still be nervous then. I think the Blues is saying the same thing as you there. The Blues has just said, keep putting your comments on the screen, by the way. Keep up to date with us, and we'll keep reading them, Max. I love hearing what you've got to say. And the Blues have said I'd be making sure we don't get done on the counter attack. He's with you there, and play on set pieces and stuff like that.
Stat wise, I mean, that's not. Some people might see that as a negative. Do you know what I mean? But you've got to use what you've got in your armory, and we've got some big lads. We've got some decent set piece takers who have improved really since Dyche came in, because those balls are being pinpointed to the back post. Tark's heads it back across, someone gets onto it. Do you know what I mean? That's the general kind of corner kick that we would do. We have some decent ones for free kicks, curling in the right places when they're actually got their heads screwed on right. So he's right in the saying that if you are tight, you don't give them any opportunities in our defending third, and then we play and we get set pieces, get forward, get the ball into whoever's going to play up front for us tomorrow. Gray's a good one for that. If Gray's going to play up front, he'll win free kicks for us. Do you know, he'll have a little touch to one side, and
we're going to drop.
He'll get knocked over. You know, he knows he'll get knocked over. So when we get set pieces, that is going to be a decent attacking strategy, especially when you look at the stats and that Bournemouth have conceded the most.
The Blues are just exactly ball possession. Yeah, he's agreeing with you there, and you two do speak sense. So I'll probably go with you two instead of my own thoughts there. Jamie's just said, do you know what? When you actually do break things down and look at Bournemouth, they've got a good team. So I completely understand. The tension is killing me, and everything Everton's just said. My stomach is churning. It's not an easy job. It ain't. And when you look at their team and you talk about them counter-attacking and stuff, and you take them seriously, which you've got to do, it's not a game that's in the bag, and you've got to look at it properly. But I do think we've got what it takes to win this. I really do. Now, I'll get this off the screen. People, get ready. I'm trying to make it nice and fast for you. Keep it really interesting, because I know there's a lot you want to join in on here. So I'll remove this. There we go. So this is the big one then. And it's not easy. Lineups. Lineups. This is not easy. Oh, this is not easy. People in the comments, you know how it goes. I want your lineup. I know it's a mission to type it, but we'll read it out. And I really do want to see what your lineup would be this game. I'm going to ask Paul his lineup. I'll give my lineup, starting 11. And yeah, let's just hear your lineups. It's not easy. It's crazy, because it's the last game you'd hope for a full strength squad to stay up, and it's probably the hardest lineup that I've ever had to make. It really is.
I think
you got your pen and paper.
Everyone.
Get them up.
I tell you why is because when I've done it before, I thought you can't have 4 centre midfielders. But actually, when I did my Wolves lineup, we went 3 at the back. I actually did. So it's just making sure that I don't give us 10 players.
Our subscribers would be quick to rip you if you had an extra player or something like that. They are very on the ball. Very on the ball, these Blues are.
Depends who that extra player is, to be honest.
Yeah, we could do with the extra player. I mean, we'll have the extra player on around the stadium with the fans, but
well, depends who it is, I think.
So, people in the comments, I want to see your team. What would your starting 11 be? So, drop in the comments what your starting 11 would be, and we'll read it out after ours. I'm always interested on this, and I like to, when it comes out before the game, I think who got it right, because I know everything Everton messages me sometimes. I was right, although he's got Mills in his squad, and he's often not right because he's got Mills in his squad. But there you go.
I mean, a big thing is about who's fit. And we know Patterson's out, Coleman's out. We know DCL's out, obviously. I think the key kind of person, well, I was going to say the key person would be Mykolenko, whether Mykolenko's fit to play. But within that, you've still not got a right back. So I would see us doing the 3-5-2 again, as we did against Wolves. I actually think that would have worked quite well. It was working well for the first kind of 25 minutes, but we were just awful at passing in the middle of the pitch. The 3 lads, Anana, Decore, Garner, Gay, just couldn't pass 5-10 yards and just kept giving the ball away, really. And that their goal was just synonymous with it, because we'd pushed so far up. Decore and Garner, Gay doing 1-2 passes on the edge of their box, and then it goes awry. And then they break, and then they get the goal from that. If the passing can be better in the middle of the pitch, then I think we've got a half-decent chance of playing that formation, which would mean that you could have McNeil on the left-hand side. I'm not saying left back. I don't think he should. It would be left wing back. If Mykolenko's fit, Mykolenko could do that job, and McNeil could also be involved then as one of the three potentially. There's lots of things to choose from, to be honest with you.
We'll say that Mykolenko is going to play. So put him in your team like Mykolenko was in your team.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I don't know if he will be. Like you say, I do think if he isn't in the formation that you're saying, then obviously McNeil's going to be your wing back in that position, isn't he?
You would think so. Yeah.
So you're going 3-5-2.
I'm going 3-5-2. I'm going to go with Pickford in goal, obviously. Back three, Keane, Mina, and Tarks. Iwobi on the right, McNeil on the
Keane
left.
you're going for, not Cody.
Keane.
Yep, that's a good, interesting one. I'm pointing that out straight away. So you're not getting Cody in there, you're going for Keane. Right, so we've got the back three there. Keane, Mina, and Tarkowski.
Yeah. Iwobi on the right, wing back. McNeil on the left, wing back. James Garner, key, I think. I think he's solidified his place in that middle, and he can pass the ball, which is obviously massive. Garner Gay alongside him, and then Decore in front, which would then leave count it up. Which then could leave
two attackers, isn't it?
Two attackers.
Oh, have you got Moby? Who's your two attackers?
I've missed out. I've missed out someone. Really. I mean, I wouldn't put Anana in. I know we love Anana on this channel, but I wouldn't necessarily put him in, to be honest. Gray's my striker. Gray is my striker, and I don't think I would. I wouldn't go two. I think most of the strength from Bournemouth comes from their midfield, winning the ball back and then playing it forward for Solanke, who then links up the play. So it's that midfield battle, to be honest. If we can get the ball forward using the midfield, win that ball back on the edge, halfway line or in our half, that's key. They play similar in that respect. So we need to be the ones who dominate that middle of the pitch.
I keep changing mine in my head now while you said yours. I keep changing mine. People in the comments, I'll read yours out in a minute. I'm just thinking of mine now. I will tell you mine. So go through yours quick then. What's yours again? Sorry.
Right, go on then. I'll go Pickford. I'll go Keane, Mina, Tarks. Iwobi right, McNeil left. Garner, Anana, and Decore behind Gray.
It's interesting.
And I'm not that happy about it, to be honest.
I think you changed it as you was going because you've slipped Onana in there now. It's not easy. Yeah. It really. This is not good when you can't pick your team as well. It shows how bad the owner and the board have been to leave Daesh this, because we haven't got a lot of injuries, by the way. We should be able to still cover these players, but it's just the fact that the squad is so thin and we haven't got the players.
That is the thing, and in key positions as well. You know, and that's really why we're doing the 3-5-2, because we haven't got a right back, and because Mykolenko is not fit.
We are unlucky though, if you think about it, because we've got. Well, I don't like Viagra or whatever we call him. He's never played. He played the first Chelsea game at the start of the season. He come on, but we haven't seen him since. But he's injured, so he's injured. Yeah. Whether they play him or not, I don't believe they would anyway. He's injured. Godfrey's injured. Mykolenko is touch and go. Then you think about that. That's a lot of left back players injured. Then you've got on the right back position, Coleman, who was playing, got injured. And then Patterson comes in for him, and then he gets injured as well. So we are really unlucky with players in those positions, like really, really unlucky. And then all of a sudden, just to top it off, why not your centre forward? Your only centre forward get injured as well after you've sent Rondon somewhere else. Now, I don't rate Rondon. I'm just saying we haven't got another centre forward. Some will say Sims is a centre forward. I don't know. He might be. I don't think he's a hold up the ball up player. I don't think that's his
Well,
strength.
I wonder whether he's an Everton player. To be honest, the way he's not been given a decent chance. Deitch knows more than we do. I mean, what I've just said there, if Mykolenko is fit, then he would take McNeil's spot. McNeil could be the person behind Gray, to be honest. And then you'd have Garner, and Decore in the middle. We just don't. We're makeshifting all of those positions, aren't we? You know, there's very few people in that team, and perhaps in some of the teams that you guys have got down there, who are in their natural positions.
Townsend as well, just the Blues has just said that's another one. Yeah, to top it off, another injury. It's a lot of players injured. It really is. And it's just bad timing. Townsend obviously is back. I don't even know whether he'll stay with us. That'll be an interesting one. Yeah. It's too many injuries. The good it's not in the centre though. That is the good thing. I do feel pretty strong in the centre. We've got the options where last season we had injuries. If you think back to last season towards the end, Gomez, we had to play him central defensive mid, which he couldn't play. Allen was struggling centre mid. Decore was having to cover Allen and Gomez. And centre mid, I felt was really thin and weak last. Where this time we've got stronger in that.
It's been weird because earlier this season, the only depth in our squad for centre mid was Tom Davis because James Garner wasn't fit.
He's injured as well.
We basically had Garner, Gay, and Anna and Decore and Tom Davis. And they had depth in. We had depth. Patson, no, why is Patson not playing? You know, Coleman should have a rest and all this sort of stuff. And you know, we have plenty of centre backs coming out of our bloody pockets. Do you know what I mean? So we're now in a situation where we seem to have lots of people who could potentially be in the middle and no fullbacks.
We've even got to the point on the last stream where the Blues I think it was the Blues or someone else was playing Onana left back. That's how much stress we've got. We're playing centre midfielders. Like you say, we've got more centre midfielders and we chuck them
what about
in the
you?
left back and right back position.
What about you, Dan? Because I know you thought about this long and hard.
I don't like not being able to pick a really strong team for your last game to stay up. I don't, but I'm not going to moan because the Premier League isn't easy and nothing's easy and you have to deal with these things. This is why they should have had a bigger squad to get us through this season. Even the teams at the bottom, like Southampton, they invested. They brought players and they still went down. We should have invested. Should have brought in a few players. Right, so I'm going to go with... I've changed it twice. I did one not long ago on my Twitter with wing-backs like you. But I'm going to change it now. I'm going to go 4-5-1.
Okay.
And I don't even know why I'm going to do this because it's just what I think is going to happen. I've got to go with what I think is going to happen. And I'm going to go Mykolenko left back because I think he'll be back. I'm going to go Tarkowski left centre back. Onana right centre back. Not Onana, bloody hell. Said to me, Bobby, this is Yerry Mina. What we've normally done, Tarkowski, Yerry Mina, both two centre backs. Then we've got Mykolenko to come back on the left. I do think he's going to be available. It's touch and go, but I think he'll play. Right back. I'm going to have to play Holgate there, and I want to smash myself in the face for doing this. I really do. I really do want to smash myself in the face for doing this because I want to play Cody there, by the way, but I don't feel that we'll do that. And I don't think Cody's fast enough and we'll have nothing going forward. But the reason I just feel the 4-5-1 is the best Everton has been. You look at us against Brighton, it's the best Everton's been. And I think that performance could win this game. And if we need to try and keep this team as close to that as we can to try and get that performance. And I feel like if Mykolenko is back, the only thing that we haven't got... I was tempted to put Iwobi right back, by the way.
He's right-footed.
He could play right back, couldn't he? But I just don't know whether we'd make that move.
No. I'd be surprised.
I just think they'll pick Holgate over Iwobi. I do.
Surprised and disappointed, I think I would be.
I'd rather... the Blues has just said I'd rather Garner play right back. I wouldn't mind that. I've thought about it. But then, like Paul's just said, do you miss out on that passing finesse in the centre midfield? Because Gay Onana and Decore can't string passes together. So that's the predicament with that. I don't know. I'd just probably play Holgate and just say, freaking step it up, mate. Don't foul. Put the tackles in. Just be basic. Just be basic, Holgate, and just get the game right for once, because we just need to do well this game. So I'm going to put Holgate there. I don't want him there, by the way, but I am. And he has got Iwobi in front of him, so that's the benefit. I think Iwobi's been very good at looking after players. He's even helped Coleman sometimes. And I think Iwobi in front of Holgate protects him a little bit, because Iwobi does do his defensive work, doesn't he? Puts his shift in. Puts his shift. So I'll have Iwobi on the right wing, and I'll have McNeil on the left to help Mikalenko, because these did smash us down the wings last game. I haven't forgot it. It stays with me. And they destroyed us down the wings and got some balls in. And that's how they hurt us, and we need to stop that. You can't just think that isn't going to happen again, because it is. They are good down the wings. So I would do that. I'd strength up with a 4-5-1. And then in centre midfield, I'd go Garner. And you're making me feel sick with Holgate. I'm the person that hates him the most, but I just want to win. I just want to win. I don't care about freaking grudges on players. I just want someone to fill in. I would probably play Godfrey there, but we can't. So I've got to play someone there. But I'll play Iwobi in front of him. He's going to help him out. He will need protecting. It's bad, I know. But we're in a bad situation here because we ain't got many options. I'll play McNeil on the left, like I said. In the middle, I'll play Garner Gay, James Garner. By the way, I am the biggest Onana fan ever. I'd still keep him, but I feel like he's struggling. I don't know why. I watched him against Wolves and he looked shattered. I don't know why. I don't know what it is, but he just doesn't. Might be the injury. I don't know, but he doesn't look himself. So James Garner gets the go ahead at the minute with the way Onana looks. So I go Garner Gay, James Garner, then I do Decore in front of them. I'd love to see Sims up top. I really would, but I don't think Dyche is going to take the risk. I really don't.
Doesn't seem like it, does it?
No. I'd love to see Sims up top. And Gray up top's a good one, but I don't think he'll play up top either. And I do feel like Mopé is going to be the one that's up top. I really do. And I think he's going to say, I do think he's going to say, I am going for what I think is actually going to happen, because I want to be right on my lineup. And I do think Dyche is going to say, right, Decore, it's going to be basically a 4-4-2, because I think Decore is going to play next to Mopé. I really do. And Dyche is going to say, get right next to him. You're going to be the person that Calvert-Lewin was, and you've got to get in the box, hold up the ball, and get on things. And I feel like he's going to shove Decore right next to Mopé. I really do. And that is not a good team. I'm sorry. But that's what I think is going to happen. It's not a good team. I can see the comments now. Oh.
If you were going to choose, so you think that's what will happen, but what would you do?
I could win the game easy, Paul. I'd literally, I tell you what I'd do, and I could win it easy. I'm not even joking. I'd go left centre back Tarkowski, then I'd go Connor Cody. I'd bring him in because I feel like in a big game, Connor Cody could get that. Do you know the way he says he stays in the box and gets a goal? He's done it for Wolves before. I think he's got that frigging could win you a game. We've seen him score against the Red Shark. I know it didn't count, but he has got that little, he wants to prove something in the game. He's got that character. Connor Cody has. Then on the right-hand side of him, I'd go Mina, because I think Mina's solid. That's solid, that is. Tarkowski, Mina, and Connor Cody. Yeah. Right wing back, I'd go Iwobi. Left wing back, I'd go McNeil, because I feel we've got three solid centre-backs there that should be able to cope by themselves. And we've got two good ones sitting. I'll leave Garner, Gay and James Garner sitting. Then I'd play Decore in front of them. And then I'd play two strikers. I'd play Sims and I'd play Gray. I'd play Sims and Gray together. And I think Gray's he's got something about him. He might turn up this game. And I'd play Sims up top as well. And I'd say, Sims, see how you go. And Mopé can come on for you if you're not doing it. And I'd say, this is the game.
I just wanted to make sure.
What do you think of that? That's more attacking. Two strikers.
I just wanted to make sure you hadn't lost all of your senses.
No. Well, we all have to prepare ourselves for what might come, because
it might.
Yeah, we might see Holgate and we might see Mopé. And I just think like this game is massive. If you do see them before the game. Don't let yourself get down. Don't let it ruin the atmosphere either. I just think you've got to, whoever you've got, it doesn't matter who plays. It doesn't matter if we play crap all game. We've just got to win. We could play crap for 80 minutes. It'd be the most stressful game, but we go and get a goal. We win 1-0. It's not how we'd want it, but as long as we win, we stay up, and that's it.
Yeah, and look, if they end up playing, then we'll cheer them on. We'll get behind them and support them as much as we can.
That was my worst lineup of the stream. The last pre-match, and that was the worst lineup ever. But I just generally went for one that I do think, like I say, the other one is one I'd go for. Now I'm just going to read your lineups now. I'm trying to get to the top one.
Yeah, should we throw a few of these on?
Yeah, I've got. Yeah, I think the Blues was.
I think the Blues was one of the first ones.
Yeah, the Blues there. There you go. You got it. What do you think of this one?
I think this is. I think he's going Garner right back, isn't he? So James Garner right back, me in attacks, Miko left back, Iwobi on the right. You would imagine McNeil on the left, Garner, Gay, Onana, and Decore in the middle with Gray up front. So 4-5-1, like you said. Maybe sacrificing James Garner from the middle. However, I mean, a lot of sort of 2 months ago, maybe, a lot of our attacking play started from Coleman. The ball went into Coleman. Coleman would do a decent ball forward into the channel, and then we would win the ball or hold the ball up from that position. And we actually, I mean, the Brentford goal was a prime example of that. So if you do have a ball player right back, then it can work. It can work like that. It's about whether he's quick enough, I suppose, and things like that. But you can. I mean, remember, Fabian Delph had lots of weaknesses, let's say, but he could pick a pass and he knew when to sort of calm the game down. So sometimes you do have people in full-back positions doing that. That
is probably. I actually like that more than mine. That is my favourite one so far. It's my favourite out of both of them, even the one that I said at the end that I would go for, because I just feel that Garner last game was the tackler and he was the main player last game that got us back into the game, and he got stuck in down that right-hand side, James Garner did. And I just feel that him playing right back, like you've just said, Coleman was the big asset of us playing well before we got injured. So I feel he could whip the balls in, Garner could. James Garner, and the Blues said it earlier on. He's got better service down the right.
I don't think he would be. I don't think he'd be an overlapping fullback. I'd be surprised if you saw him at the byline getting crosses in like that. I think it would be crosses from deep, or starting the possession again, starting the next phase again. But that's only thinking about when we've got the ball. When we've not got the ball, then he might well need support to really combat the likes of Solanke. When I said Solanke sort of drops deep, he tends to do it on our right back position, if you like, just a little bit deeper, a little bit towards their half. So then you get it in turn. So if James Garner can be tight onto Solanke in the right back position defensively, then it could work.
I really do like that one. It's a cracking one. Well done, the Blues. I do think that's a good one. Often you correct us and say you've got better, but I generally think that you have got better on that one than me. I do like Paul's as well.
I did say if there was no Mikolenko, then bring in Cody and do a 3-5-2, which seems to be the thing, doesn't it? A lot of it is hanging on whether Mikolenko is fit enough to do his left back role.
Dyche didn't sound that confident, but I'm just telling myself he's going to be available. Now, Paula Hill, this is yours. Thank you for dropping your 11. Here we go.
I think she agrees with you, to be honest. We've got Holgate. I'm presuming he's going to be...
no Mopay, though.
Well, she talks sense with Paula, so,
No Mopay. She agrees with me on the Holgate part, but...
Onana, Garner, Gay, Decore, all your middles. No James Garner in there. McNeil left-hand side, Iwobi right-hand side, Gray up front.
See, has she dropped James Garner or has she forgot about James Garner? That's the question. Because I've done this loads of times. I put the players together. And if you have dropped James Garner, why have you dropped him? That's just an interesting question I want to ask you. But cracking lineup. Similar to mine, so I can't say anything.
There's Jamie. I think Jamie agrees with you a bit as well, actually.
He's got Holgate there.
He's got
Pickford,
Holgate right
Holgate,
back.
Minataki, Mikolenko.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other than exactly the same, other than Gray, isn't it? Other than
I think everyone's team's getting affected by the lack of, fullbacks, or the lack of fullback options. It's all about whether Mikolenko is fit or not. Would people still have a four at the back if Mikolenko wasn't fit?
I just don't think we played that wing-back formation that well. That's the problem. And they might pin us back and we might not be able to get out. I feel when you play that wing-back formation, you've got to be able to pass the ball well. And often we can't. That's what scares me. Often when we've tried that formation for so long, and finally the 4-5-1 for me, we get the ball up the pitch. And I'm scared of that wing-back formation because if McNeil played it and Iwobi played it and they got Penn back, then we're in trouble, ain't we?
Yeah, I mean, just before I sort of go on to that bit there, like the Blues was saying, he's sort of thinking of us missing out that middle. So if the ball does go into full backs or wing backs, playing the ball basically into those channels, getting those free kicks, getting those corners, that's how we're sort of going to get it, really. I agree with him in some respects. I think flooding the midfield, having plenty of people in the middle of the pitch, might not be so much because we want to play a possession game, but I'd certainly think that when we lose the ball, if we've got enough people in the middle, we can win it back quite quick. That's the thing. I think that'll be the thing. So if it is a 3-5-1-1 or whatever, and we've got plenty of people in the middle, it's maybe more beneficial defensively than it is offensively. Potentially. Is everything Everton's back on again? We'll be right back.
Just looking if he's got Mills in there.
Right mid.
Pickford, Mikolenko, Tarkowski, Mina, Iwobi. He has dropped. See, this is when you know stuff is serious because he has dropped Mills. I know no Mills, but he'll get his chance with a winky face.
No Onana.
It's hard with Onana, isn't it? It really is. It's crazy that some of us are dropping him, but I just don't feel he's been up to scratch at the minute. Hopefully, he could be the match winner this game. He might like this big game. He did tweet saying he ain't going to let this ship go down. He's going to keep Everton up. So maybe Onana might be a good one for this game. I don't know.
Aaron's gone. I'm not sure it goes in that order. Is my daughter, by the way. Maybe it's Tarkowski in goal.
I reckon it'd be a good goal. He is pretty solid, isn't he, Tarkowski?
It looks as though he'd be like Jagielka was in goal.
Everyone automatically puts Pickford in goals, don't they? So probably just skipped it because he's automatically in goals.
I love Holgate up front. Hey, I don't like Mope in the middle of midfield, but
it's a bit of a crazy one, isn't
it? Chip off the old block there, I reckon.
That's that's a good one.
Is Young Trash.
Young Trash, how you doing? You all right? Nice for you to come on. Pickford.
Looks like a 3-5-2. I'm guessing Iwobi right and McNeil left. Garner, Decore in the middle. Gray and Sims up front. Yeah, 3-4, 3-4-1-2.
Two strikers. I like that. I do like the two strikers. The thought of two strikers.
I think our problem is that we defend well when we've got the numbers. We don't always defend well when we don't. Hence, we're rubbish at two in the middle. So if you do have two people up front, you just got to make sure that you've still got a solid middle. For me, anyway. For me. Where we are.
I think that's every lineup there, isn't it? Anyone else? Last orders. Drop your lineup in. I'm just interested. We're really interested on lineups. It's just we want to get you all involved and see how you feel. Absolutely, we need to be solid in midfield defensively, but I don't want us to be doing. Yeah, I agree. We've got to take this game seriously. We really have, haven't we? Because these are a good team. and they've had some big results against some big teams as well. And it, like I say, the manager has said that they want to win this game. He doesn't care about that it sends us down. I think they see it. They want to send us down.
They're professionals, you know what I mean? Even if they weren't, even if they were kids on a weekend, you know what I mean? You don't want to lose. No one goes into a football match completely not bothered and not wanting to lose. So, yeah, they're a professional outfit. They're not going to be allowed to get away with just sitting down on the pitch while we dribble around them and hammer 10 into the net. You know, they've got their jobs to do. And
they are shitbags against us as well, ain't they? That's the thing. They like playing against Everton, and they want to finish the career on a good game as well. They will. They'll want to finish on a high, and they'll want to smash us. So we've got to be absolutely on the ball here, right? That's it with the lineups. We'll do score predictions at the end, people. Thank you for your lineups. Thank you. Good lineups there, by the way, everyone. I've got here. I always do plenty for you on this stream. Let's have a look what I've got, what I've rustled up here. There we go. This might scare you a little bit. That's it. Judgment Day tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's scary, isn't it? It is scary. When I say when you put it all on the screen like that, it's even more bloody scary. But at the end of the day, all you've got to look at is what they do doesn't matter if we win. I mean, look at the league table there. As long as we win, we're very lucky. I can't believe, by the way, that we have got through with some of these players. Don't mean to put them down, but with how poor we've been this season under Lampard, one of the worst managers I've ever known, by the way. With how poor we've been, I can't believe we're in a situation where we're out of that bottom three before this game. I can't believe it. And I'm just so happy that we've got ourselves in this situation. But now we've got to go and do the business, haven't we? We've got ourselves where, well, there are options, by the way. I've been sent. There are options we could stay up without even winning. All three. We could all lose this game. We could all lose. Everton lose against Bournemouth. I think Tottenham will beat Leeds, and I think West Ham, if they play like they did that last game, they could beat Leicester as well. So we could actually all lose and stay up, but I wouldn't want to leave that to chance.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, if you look at that table there, the difference of those 2 or 5 games difference in draws, and those draws for us turn into defeats for them. So when you think we came back against Chelsea, you know, last few minutes, that was massive. Obviously, coming back against Wolves, that was massive. You know, we had 2-2 draws. Then it could have gone either way at Leicester. I mean, the Pickford save, you know, just before half time when it was 2-1, would have given 3-1. That would have been hard to come back at. So there's been key moments in those, you know, games difference where we've actually came out with a point and Leicester and Leeds have come out with a defeat.
I'd take a Richarlison to score the winner. Say Tottenham win 1-0, Richarlison scores late on. And then David Moyes scores for West Ham.
I was just going to say that.
David Moyes goes and brings himself on. He's got a kit on. Imagine David Moyes in a kit. Oh, David Moyes comes on for... I've been too nervous on this. Not been myself. I need to perk myself up here. Right, David Moyes comes on for West Ham with his shorts and club run, scores an header last couple of minutes from a corner for West Ham against Leicester. And then, obviously, for Everton... We'll win about 20-0 anyway. But I do feel, I think that Tottenham will beat Leeds. It's not a given, but I do feel Tottenham will beat Leeds. I think the scary game there is West Ham versus Leicester. But if that Leicester turns up that played Newcastle, by the way, which was pinned back most of the game, West Ham might even win that. But the way I am, this is a battle that we've got to win ourselves. If that happens, fair enough. But let's just go and win this game and let that happen as well. Let them two teams frigging lose. Let Leeds lose. Let Leicester lose. But let us win and show that we're the team that deserves to stay up. We've got to go and do it ourselves. And we've got to show that we deserve to be in the Premier League and go and get these 3 points. And I really do believe we can beat Bournemouth to do it. I know we've been crap against them. But at the end of the day, our players have started to step it up. They're working hard. And if they want to win, we can. That's the way it is. If they go out, our fans want to win, so we'll get behind them to win. We'll be singing, "Come on, you can win." Those players will be playing like they can win, and often, if you put all that together, we will win. We will win this game, and I really do believe we are going to win this game to stay up. But I don't want to rely on other results. I don't want it to be scary. I really don't. If it is, and we stay up by luck, and it has to go that way, then fair enough. But I want Everton to turn up this game and do what we've got to do. You can't, like you said, Paul, and like the Blues have said, you can't just lose this game, though. You've got to keep it tight. I mean, I said go out all attack, but with what can happen, a draw, maybe being able to keep you up, you've got to make sure you don't lose this game, because a draw could be a good result. So you've got to have your head screwed on every result, haven't you? That's the thing.
Yeah, and especially against Bournemouth, like we were saying, their weaknesses are set pieces. They're second highest in conceding goals. They've conceded 70. It's only Leeds with conceded 74 that have got a worse record. And we keep it. I mean, you can tell we've got a better goal difference, better defensive record by 10 goals than Leicester or Leeds. And actually, Bournemouth concede an average of 2.3 every away game. So if you keep a clean sheet, there is a very good chance that we could actually get goals from a few different areas. You know, we've certainly got weaknesses that we can use and we can attack.
There's definitely a lot of ways we can hurt this team, and that's what you've got to focus on. You've got to push on what your strengths are and push on their weaknesses, and then we'll get something out of this game. And I feel Dyche will know how to beat this team, because Lampard was not good against this team, but I generally feel that Dyche has got the answers for this game. The young Trash Lord has just said that about the Brighton game. That's what game I image this game to be in my head. I want us to just get on it, score 1 or 2, and just get the job done and put a few goals in and finish it nice and easy and just have a good game. Get the wind in your sails early. Get out good. And then just let the confidence get stronger and stronger throughout the game and put this game to bed. Because the last thing we want is everyone frigging looking at the scores and it being close. It's good for other people, but it's not not good for us. We don't want that.
No. And the thing is, it might not be the case that we score first. You know, even if we win 6-0 tomorrow, it might have been that Leicester got hammered 6-1. But if they score first and everyone starts getting nervy and we start putting that on the players, then I know it's easy to say and hard not to do, but we've really got to know that it's not just a 10-minute game, it's a 90-odd minute game, sometimes 99, 100, the way it goes. So however it unfolds, it might not necessarily unfold with us scoring first. So remember that tomorrow, because if they score first, Leeds or Leicester, we've still got lots of time to come back and score, and we will score.
We'll do it.
At least one.
That's the good thing about that Crystal Palace game last season. I think we didn't know we could do that, and I think it always puts in your head now. We 2-0 down against Crystal Palace. We come back 3-2. So I think even if they do get the first goal, which I don't want them to, but if they do, I think they know. Those players will know that there was two. It stays in your head, doesn't it? They will know there was 2-0 down against Crystal Palace, and we come back to win 3-2. So that stays in your head, even if and the fans will know it as well. It makes you less scared knowing that we did come back from 2-0 to stay up last season in a relegation battle. And I just feel if they do get the first goal, stick in there. And I always say it, get the goal back as soon, because sometimes you can end up on top, by the way, because if you go 1-0 down and you get that next goal, you've got momentum. The momentum changes, doesn't it? Everton have got the momentum because you're the team that's just got the goal. You're the team that's got the confidence, and it's in your hands. And then all of a sudden you go from being in a position to win. So I always say you've got to stick in there. And as soon as they get the goal, get their goal back as quick as you can, and just crack on with it. But you've got to prepare yourself, you're right, Paul. You don't know what's going to happen, and this is a big fight, so you've got to be prepared for everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, I've got a picture here for you, people. We're coming to an end now. Thanks for everyone for coming on. It's been a nice Saturday daytime one before. This is the last pre-match we're going to do this season. At best, bloody Premier League, we're staying. We are staying. Here we go. It's going to be a crazy one for me and Paul are going to the game tomorrow, by the way, with our daughters, and this is going to be. We are going. We are going. I feel like just energyless and thinking, look at that.
That's lovely, that.
I mean, someone just put it on Twitter and I just put them together because I just thought it was an absolute cracking picture. The old lady. I love stuff like this, you know. Do you know, like just seeing what it was like in black and white, even pictures and stuff, and then seeing what it's like now.
Someone showed me, someone sent me a video today, actually, of it was made by the same people who did Howard's Way. And it's basically shots of the stadium over time, and it's what's his name? Whoever sang She, you know, the song She. And it's lovely. If you get a chance to see it, I'll try and post it on Twitter later. But it just sums up how special the ground is. And when it's bouncing, I mean, when it's really going off, it's immense. And you'd never forget it. You never forget it either.
I always just think to myself,
tomorrow's going to be great. Tomorrow is going to be great for that. So if you are going, then brilliant, and you'll enjoy it. You just enjoy the moment. We can do it.
This might sound crazy and a bit deep, but I always think to myself, like, the old lady there has just got so much in her. Like, the spirits of the players that sadly ain't there anymore, do you know what I mean? But have played on that pitch. And the spirits of Evertonians, family members that used to go to the game back then. And they're probably some of the best times that they've had in their life, a lot better than us, by the way, are just in that stadium. Like, their memories when they went and left the world was at that stadium. There's just so much history there in that ground. I'm going to be sad when we leave this ground, but I don't want to leave this ground not in the Premier League. I really don't. And I do believe that we can stay up and we can do this. And I just put that pitch up there because I just think it's massive, because we stayed in the Premier League for this long. We can't bloody go down. We can't. We've got to do it. We've got to go into that new ground in the Premier League, and I do believe we can do it, but it's not going to be easy. So the fans need to turn up. You've
Actually,
got to turn up.
The year after that one on the left, so in '66, that's when we actually won one of our FA Cups as well. And in that game, in that FA Cup game that following year in '66, we went 2-0 down then against Sheffield Wednesday and came back and won 3-2.
Interesting fact, man, Paul. That's why he's so good at the quizzes.
You think about the times that we've gone 2-0 down and come back 3-2. That cup final, the Wimbledon game last day of the season, '94, came back from 2-0 down. The Palace game last season looked doomed, 2-0 down, came back 1-3-2. So even if it starts off a bit rubbish tomorrow, you know, I don't think it will, but if it did,
stick in there.
No, just stick with it. Just stick with it.
See it as a challenge. Just see it as more of a challenge. Yeah, whatever's in front of you. It's like if you're in battle and someone's giving it the big I am. It makes you want to beat them even more. And if they've come out good and they want to go 1-0 up, which I don't think they will, but if they do, it can happen. Show that you're more hungry. Come back, smash them. Let's just frigging do this. Let's just smash them up. I tell you something, if the passion's there, we'll do it. I know the fans are going to be revved up. I really do. The fans are always there. And the Blues has just said there, I love this, especially under that ground. The comment, we need to make them feel like they ain't getting out goodness in alive. I do feel like we've got to massively get onto those Bournemouth players and get behind their own. And we've got to drag them over the line again. And we will do it. Cheers, everything. We will. I don't know if we'll enjoy it. I don't know, but we'll be shouting all the way through. We will be shouting all the way through.
Dan has promised me that he's not going to paint himself blue. So, you know, there'll have to be other ways that you find and recognize.
Well, I just seen on Twitter someone say everyone's got to wear blue.
Everyone. Or everyone.
No, that's what they're saying. Can all the fans wear blue or something like that to show something?
Well, there's a fair chance it will be, to be honest.
So I might have to paint myself blue. We'll see how it goes. My tops got delivered. Well, I got one of those things today where they say they delivered it, but they didn't. Like my top, so I haven't got it. They said we delivered it at such and such time, and I was waiting at the window. So they definitely didn't deliver it. So I ain't going to have my new top at the game, but I've got plenty. So I can't wait. I've got a long journey down tomorrow. So
bring a collection.
Change it. I'll go through all my tops to see which one's lucky. So we're playing. Change. Oh, which one's the luckiest? Yeah, it's getting close. Like, this is the pre-match. And what we will do, people, we're coming to an end now. What we will do is, because we didn't plan this and it's lastminute.com, we're actually going to the game. What we'll do, because we've got tickets, we'll do a stream after, like a get-together when we stay up. So we'll all go on still. We're still doing that, but we can't do it straight after because I don't think I'll come back till the next day. So we'll do it like the night after the game, and we'll all go on the channel and we'll all go crazy together when we stay up. We will stay up. We will stay up. We can do this. I just want to get it done. I hate waiting. Do you know, like when you're waiting for something, it's just bad, isn't it? I hate waiting for this. I wish the game was tonight.
It's horrible. It's that week. It's the week no one's really playing. You're not really watched. I mean, there were the odd game over this, the past week, but nothing that you were really interested in because you were too busy thinking about us on the final day. It is immense. It's really tense. It's that gut feeling as well. It doesn't feel very nice. Maybe, like you say, some people said right at the beginning, makes you feel a bit nauseous, makes you feel a bit sick.
I know, I feel like that
all the way through until the final whistle goes, and then you can let it out. John, then you can let it out.
I literally feel like bipolar. I feel like bipolar at the minute. I feel like I'm like, I tell myself, I get myself ready. I'm like, yes, let's do this and can't wait. And then obviously your energy goes down, and then all of a sudden you get nervous, and then you start feeling, like you're saying, sick and stuff. And you're like, oh, bloody hell. This is scary. This isn't just guaranteed. This is scary. And then I build myself back up, and again, I'm like, yes, we can do it. Come on, we can do it. We can do it. And get myself thinking about the game we're going to win. And then your energy goes down again. And that's why we just need the game to come, because we're knocking our energy up and down, up and down, up and down. And it's just crazy. And that's literally how I am feeling at the minute. And I'm sure a lot of you are feeling exactly the same. And that's why this channel's good, because we all get to go on it and just keep together and say how we feel and stuff. And we're going to do this. We are going to do it.
Keep everyone sane.
Yeah, we have to. This channel's definitely helped me. It's helped you, and it's helped a lot of people in the comments with the messages I get. And if you can hit, and I haven't said it, but if you can hit the like and subscribe button, I've just paid the money. I think it's £20 a month I have to pay now just to get backgrounds, put it on my Twitter. And it'll just get more Evertonians on it, because that's what I want. I want us all to connect with Evertonians and get on with each other, because it's something special to be an Evertonian, and we've all got it in common. And it's just going to be a cracking Bluecast get-together, this is, going forward, and the channel's doing really well. So if you can hit the like button on it, it just puts it around a bit more and gets the channel more recognised to other Evertonians. And I just love meeting new ones. I mean, I met you, Paul, on a space, and I met a lot of you others on Twitter and stuff like that. So the thought of getting someone new on this channel, sharing it around and getting someone new, we could get some more cracking Evertonians on it. So make sure you like and subscribe, because it will get the channel around, up and down, up and down. Yeah, that's how I feel. Absolutely how I feel. This is just a waiting game. Now, I thought we'd come on and we'd be buzz, but you've got to just... I don't know. It's a weird feeling, isn't it? It is weird.
Yeah. In the middle of all the noise, there's still a football match going on.
Yeah.
And what we've tried to do for you today is just pick out the bits you can look out for, make you feel a little bit better about it as well, because there's some stats in there that I wasn't sure would be the case, but there's massive, I'm not going to say massive opportunities, because sometimes we tend to miss those. There's good chances that Sean Dykes is going to pick up on the bits that we can work on, we can attack, we can take advantage of, and yeah, have a good feeling about tomorrow. Have a good feeling. You should.
If you believe it, it'll happen. If you believe it, it'll happen. We'll be there and stuff. I'll do a little, all being well, my daughter's had a little bit of a cough and stuff, but all being well, if she does go to this game, I'll do a video thing on the channel as well of her first game. Her first game is going to be this relegation battle. I am such an evil dad, but but it's the potential for her first game to be an absolute incredible game because we've stayed up, and she'll probably remember it forever. I mean, she'll look back and be like, bloody hell, I went to that game where Everton stayed in the Premier League, and now 5 years down the line, they're winning trophies and everything, and I was there to keep them in and make them win trophies. That's the way you've got to think. That is the way you've got to think.
I was going to
last
say,
words, Paul.
I was going to say Erin's first game when she was probably about 4 as well. It was a dead rubber game against Krasnodar, European night. Do you know what I mean? Midweek. Awful, frozen, rain, just absolutely shockingly cold weather. We put her in a ski suit and all this sort of stuff. She got a pitch with Chang, and we played a bunch of kids, and we lost 1-0, didn't even score, hardly had a shot on goal. She's freezing. We're actually sat in the family enclosure bit on the left-hand side towards Gladys Street. So there's a gap between the 2 stand roofs, and we're just getting absolutely soaked all night. Me and the missus, freezing cold hands, where I've just sort of been holding onto Erin and just going through the game. She looks at me at the end, and I just look down at her, and she says, "When can we come again?"
You got the hook.
So when it's well, you're born with it, aren't you? So
we were saying that on the channel last night. We went on space, didn't we? Sorry, we went on a space last night. Some of you lot might have been on it. And we were saying, although Everton are probably the worst they've been in a long time, and although things are really crap, the Everton fan base is growing and growing. There's something special about it because like all the season tickets sell out. There's just loads of them, and it just feels like we're getting more and more Evertonians, even though things are bad. So there's something special about Everton, and we've just got to stick behind them. The fans are incredible, and it spreads. It's an incredible feeling to be an Evertonian, no matter what. And we are going to do it tomorrow. So last words, Paul. I'm going to drop the banner on. I think I've got a banner for this. I think all being well.
Right, enjoy it, everyone. Try to get some sleep tonight, and we'll be there cheering them on, same as you all will. So,
we ain't getting sleep, are we? We ain't getting sleep. No one is. We're going to do this. I dropped the banner now.